Another thing that I love in here is that on their ingredients, they literally write responsibly caught fish oil. Can you just put adjectives for whatever ingredients you want here? Reserved but funny when you get to know them peanut butter. Woo! Hi honeys, it's Emmy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Emmy. I'm a certified nutritionist and the creator of the Eat As Much As You Want plant-based lifestyle program where I coach you one-on-one on how to lose weight on a plant-based diet. I am so excited about today's video because I was totally geeking out when I was looking up all the creepy products that are in these foods that we're gonna talk about today. So what I'm doing is I went to the holy grail of Whole Foods and I walked around the aisles and I picked up items that if I was not wary of my nutrition, I probably would buy because I think, hey, these are healthy foods. But what we want to keep in mind first and foremost, which really is the basis of this video, is that there's a difference between food and food products. Food is what we should be eating. It's potatoes, fruits, vegetables. Of course, I start out with potatoes, but it's real food that you find in the produce aisle. Food products are things made from a factory, things that have packaging. Is it a food or is it a food product? So what I'm gonna be doing today is, as I said, I went to Whole Foods and I picked up the stuff that looks healthy and looks like it's like, I'm on my healthy lifestyle. I'm gonna go to Soul Cycle, get my smoothie, have some Skinny Pop, and I'm just going to be Kayla It Signs, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna go through all these and I'm going to give my nutritional input on whether or not we should be eating this stuff. Now, while I'm going through these products, you will notice that I am talking about all of these crazy ingredients and the health dangers of when we consume them. And you might be thinking to yourself, how the heck am I supposed to remember all this? The good news is that you don't have to remember any of it. The only thing that you have to remember is the difference between a food and a food product. If it's a food, if it's a starch, a vegetable, fruit, or a legume, go for it. If it's a food product, think twice about it. So you don't have to remember, oh my goodness, I need to stay away from this chemical, that chemical, because we shouldn't even be reading ingredients lists. We should just be eating real food that doesn't have an ingredients list. So here are the food products that we're gonna be learning about today. Skinny Pop, white cheddar, but it's dairy-free. Gluten-free brownie Brittle. We're just done here. Gluten-free brownie Brittle, only 130 calories per serving. Iconic protein drink. It's a very pretty blue. A That's It bar, 1 apple and 10 cherries in this fruit bar. Oatmega cookie, 13 grams of protein and omega-3s that support your heart health. Hemp, yeah. Granola. Good fats protein bar. Jackson's Honest apple cider vinegar potato chips. I am really hoping that Whole Foods has a good return policy. All right, so let's start out with Skinny Pop. Something that you're gonna notice about all of these products is that they're gonna make some great health claim on the front as a marketing scheme, as a way to catch your eye and make you buy the product. And often what they'll do is they'll highlight one nutritional benefit, one macronutrient, or one vitamin, mineral, something, or the fact that it's low calorie. So as you can see on here, we have a few health claims that we see. First and foremost, only 43 calories per cup. What? Only 43 calories? Oh my God, you can go ahead and eat this whole bag. Non-GMO, gluten-free, nothing artificial. Oh my goodness, it sounds too good to be true. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the ingredients. Popcorn, sunflower oil. So the second ingredient in here is sunflower oil. Oil is not a health food. It doesn't matter if it's coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, it doesn't matter where the heck it comes from. Oil is 4,000 calories per pound, so it's the most calorically dense food product on the planet, and it is pure fat. And when we consume oil, it goes straight into our fat cells. Even if we're in a caloric deficit, even if we're eating less calories than we're burning, we will still store the fat from the oil that we are eating. So oil is not a health food, and it's something that you do want to avoid. Next up on the ingredients list, we have natural non-dairy cheddar flavor. Natural non-dairy cheddar flavor. What is that? That is creepy that they can get away with putting that on here, because that does not list any ingredients, and I had to do some digging to find out what it actually is. And so I'll put up on the screen now the ingredients that are included in non-dairy cheddar flavor. Now, within this non-dairy cheddar flavor, you'll see that it says natural flavor. Natural flavor is another ingredient on here, and let's talk about what natural flavor really is. So the word natural is actually not defined by the FDA, and natural flavor only has the requirement that the original source that the flavor came from had to be either a plant or an animal. And so they can do anything they want to that plant or that animal in a factory, in a man-made process, in order to turn it into the flavor that they want it to be. And these natural flavors come from some scary places. One of the most common natural flavors comes from the castor sacs of beavers. And if you don't know what the castor sac is, it's located in their bum, right next to their anal glands. And so when castoreum, which comes from the castor sac, which is the sweetener, the natural flavor that's used in these products, is excreted, it often is excreted along with anal excretions and urine. So castoreum, which comes from the castor gland, which is a natural flavor literally in foods, has anal secretions and urine of beavers in it. In parts of their butt, it's beaver butt. So if you want some beaver butt sprinkled on your popcorn, now I don't know that beaver butt itself is in this product, but we don't know what is, which is the scary thing. I can't confirm or deny, which really is frightening. So that is something that has to be known about natural flavors. So the Skinny Pop, you know, I'm gonna say it's a step up from something like Smart Food, but it's not something I would pick up off the shelf. All right, now let's look at Sheila G's Brownie Brittle. Sheila G, there she is. She looks like a really nice lady. So Sheila, this is nothing to do with you. We're just talking about this Brownie Brittle. And by the way, I'm not shaming any of these companies at all, or the people that eat these foods. I'm just, if you're wondering about these foods and you're looking to eat a healthy diet, I'm just here to shine light on what we're putting in our bodies. So no hate ever on this channel, just delivering information. So let's talk about Sheila G's Brownie Brittle. So the first thing that I see here is gluten-free, certified gluten-free. So let's talk a little bit about gluten and gluten-free products. Gluten is not inherently bad. The only people that should avoid gluten are those with celiac disease or wheat sensitivities. When it comes to gluten and flour products, the only caveat that I say with flour products is to buy them organic, because there is a harmful herbicide, I believe the name of it is glyphosate, that is sprayed onto flour products that really is harmful, that should be avoided if possible. When buying organic, you can avoid that. But otherwise, I don't see a need to be gluten-free, and I often find that gluten-free products are loaded up with sugar and other things to improve the taste. So they end up being quite unhealthy instead of healthy. There's really no reason to avoid gluten. So let's go ahead and look at these ingredients. Sugar, flour, cocoa, egg, natural flavor, chocolate chips, oil. Okay, this literally is a recipe for brownies. This truly is just brownies packaged up to look like something healthy. I really just read you a brownie ingredient recipe. And then as you'll see, you know, it says 130 calories per serving, but what these companies do, they can make a serving size whatever they want it to be. You know, the serving size, literally guys, it's 1 ounce. 1 ounce is the serving size. Another thing is that nutrition labels are allowed to have a 15% error. So, you know, with such a small serving size, it really does leave room for so much error in here. So it says that there are 5 servings in here. So 5 servings at 130 calories, that's 650 calories. And then if we put a 15% error on that, you know, that's 15 calories for every 100. So 15 times 6 is 90. So there could be over 100 extra calories in here just from normal error and we wouldn't know about it. So you really have to be careful with these packaged products that make these claims about being low calorie. They can also put more water in the product so that it can be advertised as low fat or low sugar because the percentage of fat in it is smaller. So you really gotta be careful with these packaged products, especially when it's literally brownies marketed as low calorie, gluten-free, healthy. All right, now let's move on to our pretty iconic protein drink. I really do like the packaging of this. It's quite beautiful, but it's not the greatest thing to consume. First and foremost, we don't want to be drinking our calories. When it comes to satiety, which is the feeling of fullness, how full we feel is based on how many chews of something that we take. And if we are drinking our calories, we're not getting in those chews, so we're not going to feel as full. So we do want to eat our food. And let's go ahead and look at the ingredients here. So the first thing is grass-fed milk protein isolate. So grass-fed I have some feelings about in the first place. When something is grass-fed, you know, you picture these cows out on the pasture, like having tea with one another and gossiping and watching the Real Housewives. But the reality is that in order to get milk from cows, the cows have to be pregnant. And how are the cows gonna get pregnant? We're not gonna light some candles and wait for the cows to get it on to Marvin Gaye. They're unfortunately raped. And it sounds really weird for me to use that term when talking about farm animals, but that really is what's going on here. They're artificially inseminated so that they can become pregnant and produce milk, just like humans. You know, I'm not producing any milk right now because I'm not pregnant, but if I were pregnant, that's how I would produce milk, and the same goes for cows. So grass-fed is a silver lining that makes something look really pretty and seem really ethical when it's truly not ethical. And then, you know, protein isolate on its own is really dangerous because when we get too much protein, our liver is like, oh my God, so much protein is coming in. This means that we have some growing to do. So our liver is gonna encourage our body to raise our IGF-1 levels. So we eat a lot of protein, our liver says, okay, tons of protein, it's time to grow. So our IGF-1 levels, which is insulin growth factor, is gonna be heightened and it's gonna encourage cell growth. It's great for kids to be growing their cells and teens to be growing their cells, and if you're a bodybuilder to multiply those cells. But as an adult, it's quite dangerous to have your IGF-1 levels high and to be multiplying cells so rapidly because we have a word for that, which is called cancer. So when your IGF-1 levels are too high and your cells are multiplying too rapidly, you are at an increased risk for cancer cell growth. So we don't want to have too much protein, which you'll see is the one thing that is advertised here. It says 20 grams of protein, which it's a lot, and we don't need to have that much protein, and it can be harmful if we do. Another thing I see on here is sunflower oil. So again, we're literally drinking oil. Oil is 4,000 calories per pound, as we talked about earlier, so we really don't want to be drinking that. Another thing that I see in here is stevia leaf extract. Stevia is not great when it comes to weight loss or weight maintenance or just health in general for a couple of reasons. Artificial sweeteners, what they do is they tell our body that calories are coming. We taste something really sweet and our body's like, yes, calories are coming. And then those calories don't come, and so our body retaliates and it demands for those calories and demands for those carbohydrates, AKA our cravings get cranked up and we get cranky. Cranking should be a word, a cranky craving, because you want something. Well, if you want something, you can drink some of this because you will surely have cravings from the artificial sweeteners in here. Another thing is that artificial sweeteners are not great for our endothelial cells. They disrupt our endothelial cells, which is the life jacket of our circulatory system. So your endothelial cells are involved directly in maintaining good blood flow, which will not happen if they are to act. So I'm gonna pass. Smash or pass, I'm gonna pass. All right, now let's go for the That's It bar. So the That's It bar has 2 ingredients, apples and cherries. That's it. You know what? Smash or pass? I'm gonna take this guy home tonight. I think that the most optimal thing to eat obviously is 1 apple and 10 cherries. That is the most optimal thing to eat. And your body will process 1 apple and 10 cherries differently than it will this this bar. However, if you have kids who aren't gonna eat a whole apple and 10 cherries, if you're a runner, if you're going on a hike, if you're traveling, this is an incredible, incredible option for you, and I would highly recommend this for those purposes. Or if you are just like so turned off to healthy eating and you're just looking for something to get you turned on to it, great transitional food. I'm turned on. All right, now let's look at the Oatmega cookie. So 13 grams of protein and omega-3s. Everybody is obsessed with omega-3s, but so long as we get enough calories on our diet, we're gonna be just fine with the amount of fats that are in our diet as well. In fact, the Okinawans ate a diet of 6% fat and were the healthiest on the planet, part of the blue zones, people that live to be 100, eating a diet of only 6% fat. So being too worried about your omega-3 intake is not what should be worried about. We should be more concerned with making sure that we're eating enough calories on a whole foods plant-based diet. So let's go ahead and look more at the Oatmega cookie. Okay, so it says, yes, please, omega-3s. In each cookie, we have 250 milligrams of EPA and DHA omega-3s to support a healthy heart and brain, all derived from sustainable marine sources. Let's talk about sustainability in the marine world. 90% of the ocean's fish are gone. What? Yeah, that doesn't seem so sustainable to me. So another thing that I love in here is that on their ingredients, they literally write responsibly caught fish oil. Can you just put adjectives for whatever ingredients you want here? Reserved but funny when you get to know them peanut butter. Aggressive water. Like, can we just put adjectives on whatever we want here? Come on. Okay, let's go ahead and read the rest of the ingredients. So, flour, grass-fed whey protein, talked about that, tapioca syrup, chicory root fiber, that causes indigestion, peanut butter, brown sugar, butter. Okay, this is literally a cookie recipe. Flour, brown sugar, butter, oil, responsibly caught fish oil, milk, and then a bunch of peanut butter and oil and other stuff. This is a cookie. This is a cookie. If you want a cookie, make a cookie. You don't have to go buy this guy. So this is a no for me. All right, hemp Pea Granola. So what do we see here? 10 grams of protein. Again, we're in a society of proteinaholics and we think that we need an insane amount of protein, but the reality is that we don't need a lot of protein at all. In fact, human breast milk is only 5% protein, and when we're a baby, that's the only thing that we're consuming, and we are still doubling in size. We are growing at a rapid rate when we're an infant, and the only thing that we're consuming is 5% protein. So we don't need that much protein in our diet. So long as we get enough calories on whole plant foods, you're getting enough protein. I'll say that again. So long as you're getting enough calories on a whole foods plant-based diet, you're getting enough protein. So let's look at what is in her. Well, the first thing that I see is that one serving has 11 grams of fat and nearly 5 grams of saturated fat. So saturated fat is probably gonna come from coconut oil, which is an ingredient in here, extra virgin coconut oil. And saturated fat is the one that raises our bad cholesterol. So we don't wanna be consuming saturated fat, which is quite interesting considering the obsession with oil and coconut oil. Coconut oil specifically has a lot of saturated fat in it. So quite high in saturated fat, not great for your heart. Let's look at what else is in here. So we start out with oats, sugar. Okay, raw cane sugar invert syrup. So what they do in this process, sometimes they invert sugars into a syrup because it makes it more tasty. So what's going on here is they're taking sugar as if it's not tasty enough and they're processing it so that it becomes more tasty. And probably a better word to use when it comes to tasty in terms of marketing is addictive. So they're making this product more addictive so that you're gonna wanna eat more of it. And you're gonna say, oh my gosh, this tastes so good and it's healthy, but that's because it's loaded up with this sugar. So oats, seeds, sugar, more sugar, pea protein crisps, again, isolated protein that we don't need, seeds, brown rice, extra virgin coconut oil. No matter how the oil is made, no matter how it's cut, colored, or whatever it's dressed up in, it's still oil, and we do want to avoid that. More sugar, more protein, natural flavor. Ah, ring the sirens, who the heck knows what that is? and salt and other stuff in here. So yeah, this is another case of taking something and adding oil and sugar to it, which are extremely addictive, extremely calorically dense, so that you think, oh my gosh, it's so healthy, and it actually tastes so good. But it's really high in fat, really high in sugar, added sugars, and just not a health food. I would recommend that you eat a whole serving of oatmeal instead. So it says there are 5 servings per container, 250 calories per serving. So there are over 1,000 calories in this little packet. And you can't tell, but it's literally filled up. It's filled up to right here. So this right there, that is 1,250 calories. And how many grams of fat? 5 times 11, 55 grams of fat. So this tiny little thing right here, 1,250 calories and 55 grams of fat. That is bananas. That is hemp Pea Granola. That's what it is. All right, now let's go for the good fats bar, because everybody is obsessed with healthy fats. Healthy fats, healthy fats, healthy fats. I'm surprised there aren't sweatshirts that say healthy fats. Something that I noticed right away is it says that they only use responsibly sourced palm oil. So palm oil is a huge thing. A lot of vegans actually don't consume palm oil because it is so destructive to environments and to animal species. So a lot of people don't consume palm oil for that reason. So I'll just say that, but let's go ahead and look at the ingredients. The first ingredient is, I'm not kidding guys, it's fats blend. Really playing this thing up. Peanut butter, organic palm stearin, which is palm oil, but it's been fractioned. Coconut oil, peanut oil. All right, next ingredient is chocolate flavored coating. So chocolate is the second ingredient after fat. Wow, what is that word? Isomaltoligosaccharides. Wow. Isomaltoligosaccharides. Okay. So I had a little look up about this word, which I didn't try to say out loud until now. And what I found out is that our body actually does not produce the enzyme that is required to digest isomaltoligosaccharides. So we're not able to digest this, and it can cause issues, digestive issues, for that very reason. So definitely something to watch out for. More palm oil, milk protein isolate. We know we don't want isolated proteins. More chocolate, oligofructose, that's a fun one. So fructose, that's a sugar. So it's really just a lot of chocolate and oil and sugar. This is a chocolate bar. This is a chocolate bar. That's a no for me. I wonder how many calories are in this. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is the size, yes, this is the size of my pinky, because I can feel it. This is legitimately the size of my pinky, and it has 13 grams of fat, 6 grams of saturated fat, and it's over 200 calories. Oh my gosh, it's actually labeled as LCHF, low carb, high fat. Wow, wild. Okay, and then the last guy on the docket is Jackson's Honest apple cider vinegar chips. Slow cooked with coconut oil, which is everybody's favorite thing in the world. So let's see here. 1 serving is 1 ounce. It says that there are 5 in this container, okay? And it goes up to here. So we have these many chips. Wow, okay, 1 serving has 7 grams of saturated fat, which means if there are 5 servings per container and the recommended daily amount, that's 35% of your recommended daily amount. Wow, there are 35 grams of saturated fat in this one package. That is, oh, that's no good. The ingredients are potatoes, love, coconut oil, don't love, and then salt, fructose, so they've added sugar in here to make it more addictive, citric acid, not a big deal, and then organic rice concentrate, also not a big deal. But what is a big deal is the fact that this is made with coconut oil. There are 35 grams of saturated fat in here. That is just bananas. I can't get over that in this tiny little thing, which is not good for our heart. Yeah, this is something that I'm not gonna recommend to the masses. What I recommend you do instead is get an air fryer, get a mandolin, and take some potatoes, put some apple cider vinegar on, put them in the air fryer, and voila, you have your own version, actually healthy, of those chips. So guys, that's what we got for today. If you like this video, if you want more of these, I am more than happy to do them. And I'll do them in any medium that you want me to do them. If you want me to look at restaurant menus or however you want this to go down, I'm happy to do it. The thing that I will not do is criticize other people's diets. So I would never make a video reviewing somebody else's diet. I think that that is so cruel, and I can't believe that those videos circulate around the internet. To each his own, everybody can do what they want in this world, and I don't care. In any event, I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.